Hi guys, welcome to the Unpopular Opinion. I'm Kemi.
Claire.
Cream.
And we're real.
Raw.
And we're
Saying
saying it all.
all.
Did you say?
Prim started from saying.
I like in my corner of my eye. Anyway, welcome back guys to the Unpopular Opinion. We have, I think, a lighter conversation today, but it might go deep. We always say those things sometimes.
Yeah, it always
Next thing
goes
you
deep.
know. Okay, we have a conversation today. But I think it will be a little bit light. But I feel like let's make the tradition of just asking how you are.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of nice. It kind of gives us like I don't know, I feel like it takes our episode into some interesting areas. I can start.
Yeah,
I
go on.
am good. I feel like I think something that is interesting that I think I didn't anticipate experiencing it now is just putting on weight. Like I'm now a size higher than I was before. And I think I'm still confused about it. Some days I'm like, nice. Other days I'm like, no, some days I'm like,
That's your problem.
I pause.
Showing off.
I'm a
You're just
poser.
so posing. But gaining weight.
No, but I have. But this is my truth.
It's different for her. It's like that's her truth.
My
She's not
POV
been-
is
she has not
different.
been
No, I'm kidding. I
that
get it.
big,
I get
yeah.
it. If you've never been like a
It's not I've
Big.
never, but it's been a long time.
yeah,
It's been
so
a long
gaining
time.
weight can
Yeah, so some days I'm like, I don't know. Then other days I'm like, oh, great, yeah. So it's been like interesting. It's been interesting. I can't say I've been sad, no. But it's just
Yeah.
been interesting. Some days I'm like, I don't know. I
I just want to cover up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird, but for the
Okay.
most part, I'm just like, okay, let's move.
All right.
Yeah. PSA, in your 30s, you're going to gain weight and you don't understand why. Apparently.
It just happens.
Apparently.
It happens.
Yeah. How are you?
I am good. I am. I'm on a. I think we talked about this recently. I'm on a journey of self wellness discovery. I'm learning a lot that I feel like I should have learned at 4 years.
You're so zen these days. Huh?
So much. I have a lot of peace in my heart, and I'm learning something. Do you know what I learned? Something that I found is so profound, and we're going to make an episode about this. I've learned that, you know how as African women, we don't really have boundaries. And the way I understood boundaries before the last 3 months has been not really what boundaries are. Boundaries, I'm learning, is allowing people as much access as they can be responsible for, or they have proven to be responsible for. You get? So we're constantly giving to give, okay, this person hasn't only ever been responsible for this much. So I'm only giving them that much access to them. It has blown my world because I'm the kind of person, I'm such an open book. I'm such an open book. If you sit with me, you will live with my entire story, the story of everybody I know, everything. So the only way I could protect myself before was just to keep away from people.
Yeah.
You know, and completely, I don't meet new people. I do not do one-on-ones with new people at all. It's very difficult. I could say, oh yeah, we have coffee. No, it's not going to happen. Because I just keep thinking, I'm going to sit down with you and I'm going to give you this entire, yet I don't want to. That's how I am. So I've only been around people that I actually, but learning this has helped me kind of even that out and come back to an equilibrium in the middle and be like, okay, no, anytime I want to share something, can they be responsible for this much information? You know, in terms of, I'm going to share something with you and it might be too heavy for you.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to share something with Prim and it might be too heavy for her. And then you won't be able to know what to say to me, which is going to make me feel bad. And, you know, and yeah, it's something that has really, really lightened my load when it comes to my relationships with people. I don't make them heavy anymore. I give as much as the other person is able to take that I have gauged in any way. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm learning so much more. But it's been such a beautiful learning journey. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Is
where
this
I am.
from, are you getting this from therapy or just like
So
information?
yes, therapy has been. Oh my God, I have paid for therapy. Do you know what? Something. I really wish you could find those services that all done for you. You get it? Because why am I paying 265,000 a week? And I still have to do the work. Anyway,
It's be like that.
everything. You go
Like
to a
download
dietitian,
it,
you have to
yeah.
do the work. You pay a nutrition, you have to do a work. You go to a doctor, you have to do the work. You go to a therapist, you have to do what is it?
Yeah.
Can somebody please do the work for me? Because
Just like
what is all
download
this
it in my
work?
mind and then I start doing
There's
these things.
deposit and like
Exactly. So I have been, but I've also been doing a lot of reading. Well, audiobooks. I'm not a reader. I love audiobooks. I've been doing a lot of that. Yeah. What about you, Prim?
I'm okay.
Just that.
That's that. I'm okay.
the dress is cute.
Too much. And your legs are shining. I've been looking at
Like you've been,
been
now,
looking
this
at
is
Prim's
episode
legs.
3.
This part I can't kiss.
like in the corner, you just see like
Looking at you.
in our periphery,
Your
just like a
leg.
shining. Anyway, so today's episode is about, we've seen a couple of people doing, I think Kit Kiarie, the ladies of TMI have all done like different conversations around the Delulu things we've done for love. And for our audience that may not be, social media lingo aware, Delulu just means delusional.
The silly little things. Or
The
big
crazy things. So we're going to talk about some of those Delulu things that we've done for love. It was inspired actually by a little bit of a conversation we had around this car. You remember last time when we were fighting over, well, not fighting, but, questioning whether it is Damali or Damalai?
Please announce that I won.
Damalai.
You won.
You are right.
Yeah.
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 I did see this.
Social media,
Yeah.
everybody was like, it's Damalai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like in the YouTube comments, yes.
Yeah.
People are
know
like,
the
oh,
weird
it's
thing?
a
So there you
pan.
go.
Yeah.
Do you know me? I think there's no correct answer.
It's,
Meanwhile, in case you're
it's
confused
there.
about what we're talking about, it's a show on DStv Prime. It's a
Pearl
Ugandan
Magic
show.
Prime.
Pearl Magic Prime, sorry. It's a Ugandan show called Damali, but the woman is a liar.
lie
so
is a pan.
Damalai.
It's a
That's
pan.
the name of the show.
It's a
Do you know
pan.
why I'm saying that it's not one or the other? Because even in the situation of a pun, you're...
Again, not to take a
Like you said-
muluzungulunji.
No, when like you're implying it, but it doesn't mean that we meet the person and say, hi, Damalai. In the show, they call her Damali. Do you know what I mean? So there's no
But
correct
Nancy,
answer.
we are not calling her the name of the show. She just happens to
Be a liar.
but
She
that's
and
just happens to
Damali.
be Damali acting in Damalai.
Like she's the
Everyone there is
protagonist
a
of the
liar.
show. The show is named after
You've
her.
put in a lot of
And then it
English.
has the word lie in it. So there's no actual correct answer. Damali,
The
Damalai.
masses
correct-
have said
the
it's
point was-
Damalai.
By the way,
Yeah, but is it about
I
the
wish I
masses
could
though?
call her and say,
DStv, can you kindly?
Because she's actually one of like the, I don't know if they're called like
but it's
producers, but,
not her.
like she's like a core person. Because I remember when they were launching it, she was like there and stuff. But anyway, first of all, she acts so well that I hate her. Like when I see
those
the
actors that you just hate
when I'm seeing like
outside.
the socials of her posing like on the red carpet, what, I just wanted to, I just like, I hope she falls down. I hope she falls down.
That
I
good
hope
an
her
actor.
heel goes off. I like just like smiling. Like, she's also a nurse. In real life, she's a nurse. And someone was telling me, oh, she's very calm in real life. And just like, I don't get, like, I want to pull her cheeks. I want to,
Wacholi, man.
like
Naku,
her.
remember that? Naku thing?
really, I don't like her, by the way. So anyway, I was going to say that I wish she would come here and settle this thingy. But I also don't think that I'm able to be next to her. Because I
don't,
feel
you
like
can't
I would,
stand her.
I
She's
would
that
want to
good.
pinch her. I would want to, she really reminds me of Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Cersei
She acts
Lannister
so
was
good.
so good to
Just want
hate.
to like...
She
You
acts
slit
so
her
good, you
throat.
hate her. Because, man, that chick is so
I feel like her
dramatic.
death was so
Ugh.
so kind. Like it should have been more gruesome.
More
She
gruesome,
died
yeah.
so quickly.
Yeah, it was too
like
quick.
She suffered cold.
She
should have.
But anyway, that's the, I
That's
wish that
how
she,
you feel
Damali
about Damalai.
would come here and settle that thingy. But I feel like I don't think I can stand her. Like I actually keep hoping that I never bump into her because I feel like the things I want to do to her, like I want to squeeze her. I feel like I want to put rubber bands on her hand. You know how rubber bands hold you and you feel so much like the blood is not flowing.
You have
I
really,
want
really thought about ways to
About
hurt
of
this
so
woman.
many ways. Like she acts so good. I hate her.
Anyway, you can watch Damalai or Damali on DStv Power Magic Prime.
When she says they're pretending to be sick,
I just-
I think she's not sick. Then there's a time she was attacked, they were shooting at her. I'm just like, but even when she's acting to be sick, I'm just like, I hope they kill off your character. I hope they kill
The
off your
the
character.
protagonist can never be
But then I'm
killed.
like,
Unless the show
She
is ending
can't.
there.
So they just love
Right.
that you hate her, that we all hate her.
Ugh.
Like she's just
Anyway.
Anyway,
No,
moving
no,
on
not
to the
even
actual
anyway.
topic.
Building on that, so in the show Damali Damalai, there's a character called Bella who sort of wants to like secure the affections of her husband, and so she fakes this pregnancy to draw his attention from someone else. Anyway, it's a really dramatic story.
From a guy.
From someone else that he's,
From a chick.
doing the
sister.
business with. So, and then, I mean, obviously that's quite Delulu, because let me tell you, I mean, if someone is not, because you know how sometimes we talk about, in particular we do it with men, we talk about men like they have no self-control.
Yeah.
Of like as if he's just
Yeah.
a vegetable that can be stolen. These
Yeah.
things of steal men.
Just
No one ever says steal women.
No.
It's like, oh, she stole my man. Did she go and pick him up from a shop? Like, was he just like...
He's just standing there. They
inanimate
picked him up.
object? I know. It's weird. But anyway, so in the topic of Delulu things we've done for love, have you guys done some Delulu stuff for love?
Yeah, since I was a child. Yeah. Yeah.
Take us on this journey.
I have
Take us on-
liked
give us
boys
a-
since I was a child. Men are just wonderful. Yeah, it's
Tell us.
so
She's like me as me.
I've
goes
liked
all the way back. So I was 10, 11, P5, 10, 11. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I had this crush on this boy, and it was his birthday coming up. And I told him, what do you want for your birthday? I'm going to give you whatever you want. Whatever you want. He asked
And
for
you
a
did
Game
this at
Boy.
11?
11. So he asked for a Game Boy. And so in our house, we never had video games at all. So I didn't know what a Game Boy was. I knew it was a video game. I just didn't know what it was.
Oh, you thought it was a boy playing games.
No.
And you were going to bring, like, the
I knew it
neighbor's
was a
son.
video game, but I had no idea, like, the craze. You know how
Yeah.
people are on PS5 or PS1. What's the number of PS we are on now?
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's the equivalent. So Game Boys had just come out at that time. I don't know. There was a craze in the boys in our class. So he wanted a Game Boy. So I told him, I'll get you a Game Boy.
Oh, dear.
Heavy on
Now,
the promises.
I had no clue. I had no clue what a Game Boy was or how much it was. So I thought that I'd get it for him on my pocket money that I'd get from
child.
school. So when I got to the shop to find out, it was many, many thousands, hundreds of thousands shillings, more than I thought. I didn't have it.
Yeah.
So I go back
You
and I
don't buy
ask
him
my
a
dad to buy
calculator, and he can use
a Game
it
Boy.
to
There
multiply
was this other,
infinity
like
and
there was
error.
a
'Cause they
brick
look-
game.
yeah, buy a
So
brick
I
game.
first bought a brick game.
Brick game was
Yeah.
cheap.
That one was cheap. I could afford it. So I bought a brick game. He told me this is not a Game Boy. I thought that was what.
So
He's
even
"This is
him
not a
continuing
Game
to
Boy."
ask you.
That's why she said she's going to give him a Game
Like,
Boy.
is this your mother? Is this your father?
So I went back to my dad. I told my dad, Daddy, you need to buy me a Game Boy. It's for my friend. My friend really wants a Game Boy. So obviously, I didn't tell my dad that it was a boy
That you
that I
liked.
liked.
Yeah.
I just told him it's a friend's birthday. I have to give him what he wants and stuff like that. So after a few weeks of convincing, my dad bought me the Game Boy, and I gave it to
Chichi.
Your father is standing in his grave.
He gave it
It's
to
coming
me,
back to
and I
revenge.
gave it to him. I've been doing stupid shit for men's sake.
A whole entire Game Boy? I don't even know what the price was. Man, I never used to imagine such things when I was young. Stopped on brick game.
No, it's crazy. Like that was when I was 11. That was the landmark.
So did it
That
get
was
you
the
the affection? Actually,
foundation.
did it get
No,
you the affection?
the boy what the Game Boy had moved on with his life.
Can't trust
With that
men.
she couldn't even buy
Can't
trophies.
trust men for shit.
Can't take them anywhere.
Oh my God.
Can't
He
do
didn't
it.
give it nothing. I don't even remember him saying thank you. I don't remember what happened after that, which means that
Nothing
nothing
happened. No
happened.
memory,
It was literally
yeah.
Like I did not get her, oh my God, you're the best person in the world. Nothing. The thing that you're the cutest girl in the world. Nothing. The boy went back to not knowing who I was after I gave him my Game Boy. Didn't learn my lesson.
Okay, let's alternate because we also got some responses from you guys about some Delulu things you've done for love.
Wow.
Okay, so one person said he was short by 900K for tuition fees.
And she paid.
Hold on. Anyway, yeah, she lied to her parents and got it for him. Then she put that emoji of throwing trash in the
Kale, you'll be there thinking of your 900,000. Like 12 years later, you just be like, all the things I could have done with my 900.
Actually, at uni, 900.
Someone I was paying school fees for did that thing to me as well. I gave the school fees, and next thing you know, I was just like, and I found out that they had used it for like to get a cake and then special hire and do a small graduation party
for their lover.
For the girlfriend. The girl he actually really liked.
Who they're no longer with.
Men are humbling human beings.
On Saturday they married another person.
They had another grad party for another chick.
My friend, just enter. Everyone now has all access to Pearl Magic Prime. Kasim, give this man some biscuits.
They're over.
They're over. But you see these people here, they're on DStv access, like you. But now they can watch big shows like Sanyu, or they can watch Beloved and they cry.
They have got more biscuits.
This is your home of entertainment.
Because I would have remembered these things, but I don't know. I feel like since like when I went to hospital, I lost memory. I lost a lot of memory, by the way.
You rebooted?
I rebooted.
Turned into a
I don't know
whole
if
new
it's a
human
good
being
thing
in Christ.
or a bad thing, but I rebooted and I have no memory. But I know that I've done these things, but I have
You don't
no
remember a single thing.
memories. Yeah,
Fiona.
like, of a lot of things.
To be honest, I also don't have like a whole lot of, I don't know, I've always been a pretty sensible person. I don't know, it's just in my settings. But one thing that I remember, anyway, it's also debatable. Was it Delulu? I don't know. But I still remember buying curtains for a month.
The same curtain.
Did you have
Did you have the
good
same
curtains?
standard
I
of
mean, I've
curtain?
had pretty good curtains, yeah, for a while. But yes, I do. And pillowcases, I think. You also bought pillowcases, right?
I reupholstered the
Yeah,
couch.
the couch, yes.
At your big age.
I told you think when she was a child, if it's
At
at a
least I
time
was
when I knew
11.
her,
What was your excuse?
if it's at a time when I knew her, yeah, it was the couch, no pillows, right? Actually, them they sleep on, because I remember you saying that then they sleep on
When
over
you broke up,
flatter
did you
pillows.
take
And in my head, I'm like, why are you sleeping on flat pillows? Are you a flat earther? Are you like...
You need pillows.
You don't even need to be sleeping on pillows, because what are you dreaming about? You're not benefiting this relationship.
So
What
you
do you need
can't
pillows
buy-
for?
I have no comments.
Let your neck
because
be
it
hurting during
happened.
this period.
Do you know what
I
I
still
think?
remember those curtains. They were so beautiful.
Yeah, I remember that.
It is
The
what it
fabric is nice.
But you know what
yeah.
happened? The time I shared it on my stories, and some lady told me, "Hey, Bambi, me I bought curtains for my man, and we are still together. They got married."
Oh, well,
I was like,
sometimes
okay, you
there's
made me
like a
feel better, but
1%.
Yeah, but also
There's like a 1%
There's a
that why
beauty
when it
of
works.
personally, by the way, I don't like being in bad spaces.
Yeah.
Me
Which take
neither.
it. So most times when I feel like that's not allowed, I can't tell you how many bed sheets I have bought, but okay,
bought.
that will mean that I've been sleeping around, but no. But anyway, like if I came and I'm going to sleep with you, and I
will
don't like
come
your
with my
bedding,
bed sheet.
and I don't like your bed sheets, I am going to buy you bed sheets. Like that's, I just like,
hear you.
oh, everyone gets bed sheets. Like that's what you get
That
out of
is your
dating
gift,
me.
yeah.
That's your gift
Bed sheets.
to me and the next woman that you meet. Like that's if we don't age them as ourselves. But yeah, like especially knowing that my guy Sandy has like
Good
affordable
plan.
cheap
Yeah, he's a
bed
good
sheets.
plan.
Trust me, I am not going to sleep in your bad bed sheets. Those ones with measles, the ones that have like
The pimples.
No,
What's with pimples?
I will be buying new bed sheets. I will be buying you new bed sheets. So yes, I feel like some of these things it's just for my comfort. Like maybe the man compliments the whole idea, like, oh, the man came with curtains, wow. But for me initially, I was buying curtains because if I sleep at your house, like an example, if I sleep at your house, personally, the kind of job I do, I will do night shift unless I come to sleep at your house, right? I want darkness. I want, so
thick.
so if it means that I buy curtains, but I won't be buying curtains because those ones are expensive. So that's a wrong example.
Man.
But bed sheets, I will buy
those are
because they're
also
75K. For 75K, I'm going to get
Bed sheets are
A
kawa.
good pair.
bed sheets are kawa. I'm going to
sheets
get
are
a
kawa.
good pair, and that means that I get to have good sleep. You
Yeah.
get, like, if I come to your house, I want to sleep as good as,
As you would at
I'll
your
also
own
buy a
home.
good towel. Like if I find that you don't have a good towel,
You'll
trust
buy
me,
him
I'll
a
be buying a
towel.
good towel because the towel is like 25K. And I don't know, there's something about your 30s, or there's something for me that
You
happened
just want
for me.
comfort.
I love my comfort, and that means that
You will
unlike
not
before,
you will
where I
not lower your standards.
Yeah.
when I would just like be like, oh, let me go to Fiona's with just a dare. Now, if I'm coming to your house, I'm going to carry skincare. I have a kabag even. But if you meet me with that kabag, I didn't sleep home. I even now have like a suitcase for not sleeping home. That suitcase will have like a nice panty. It will have like some perfume. It will have like the things that I want in my own, that I enjoy
your
about in my
space.
own space.
Yes.
I will carry them to your
candle.
home.
Makes sense.
I may not carry a candle, but I'll carry things that make me comfortable. It's like as if a self-soothing
Yeah.
thing about not sleeping in my
Yeah.
own space. So if I come to your house, so it's not even just like a man's house, like even your house. Like if I said hanging
with
out
your
at your house more often
You'd come
and you
with
had
your
bad
stuff.
bed sheets, I would buy you bed sheets. I'd just be like, you know what? For the times I come, tuwaleko kugana amasuri. Yeah. So
Fair enough.
curtains maybe, but yeah.
Can we talk about the delulu-ness of many women faking it, sex?
Oh, faking what orgasms?
Yeah, to make the men feel
To boost your ego?
Yes, to boost the egos. When all you're selling yourself is bad sex for the rest of your relationship or life. That is literally what you're doing.
But like, how come when we talk about like the little things we've done for love, we don't talk about that, the fact that, oh, I can like say probably have been, faking it.
Yeah. Because how many of us
Calling
have been
you all
faking
sorts
it?
of
Because you don't
names.
think about women's pleasure as
Important.
I feel like men's pleasure has been so for a long
It
time.
is the goal.
Forever. It's like the pleasure of men.
It is
Sometimes
the
we
goal.
But you
even
see
ask,
how it's
like we
delusional
put it to the side.
to fake it when if all you just said was, and it could improve for you too.
I guess also, I think sometimes that's what we're worried about, and I really worry about men in this life. Men, you're fortunate. We're worried that men will not be able to take criticism about sex, because I feel like a lot of, and maybe it's also because of the way, I guess maybe there's pressure on men to
perform,
I don't
Bambi,
know, like to
yeah.
perform on some
Prowess.
level. So maybe if you have a constructive criticism, it may be taken poorly. I feel like sometimes we're tiptoeing around men.
I feel like let's just have appraisal forms.
So that we can
At the end
of
of
the
each
month,
side table,
every quarter.
one you took it speed, the other one you took it slow.
DStv, we are going to be appraising you. For you, how do you think you've been performing in the past 2 months? Like also you share. Gwenga gwe okola obyagala. Would you want to be treated the same? Omwana w'abantu. And I cry for you. Like I need to cry for you. But omwana wa munno nompisa bwoti for you.
You
Then I ask
subject me to
you twist my nipples like you're looking for FM. Is it like Ononya Dembe FM? For you, would you want to be treated like that? Then like we all come and then
But it's quite delusional, ladies.
give
It
yourself
really
out of
is.
5. When it comes to
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you
where
say?
would you
You
like?
lie.
Then you
Let
tell
me tell you, there
10
is
out of
no
10.
man that would give himself less than an 8. It
Then
is
you
not
give
there.
himself like no. If he gives himself like an 8, then I'm like, remember appraisal forms, by the way, can't have categories. Over timekeeping, over you have things. Foreplay. You're like ku foreplay. Wakozotia. Ngate meanwhile, you go ahead and describe foreplay, getting your partner ready, close to that point. Do you believe?
That
So
you
then you're
got
like,
me
oh, okay.
there?
So the times you've been finding me dry as you're entering, and you keep leaking to putting saliva, you keep spitting. Was that because? Do you believe in your highest opinion that you did everything to get me ready, and I was the problem?
You did your best.
Did you
Was
did your
that
best?
the problem?
Because you've spat 4 times because you be like you spat.
I feel like this, we need to
4 times
normalize. We
this month.
honestly need to normalize having those conversations.
Yeah.
Because otherwise
partner
we
especially,
are,
like you need to be able
as
to talk
women,
about
then
that.
we are stuck. Do you know how horrible it is to be stuck with bad sex?
I think you just like gotta have like not to be like it's not to be like jokes aside. It's not like you're going to be like but like have like conversations, right? Like now could you move to the side? Could you move to the right? Could you
And you normalize, but a lot of times I used to find that I'd be a
stop
bit shy.
scratching the clitoris?
Yeah,
rub
just
it.
what are you doing?
And scratching.
Why so much? And I'm a woman, not a cow. Do you get? What are you doing? Stuffing me like a chicken. What are you doing? So I think that obviously I wouldn't say it in that in that way, I would be more, a lot, because of even me, I'd be like, I wouldn't want that kind of criticism.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It would make me feel very self-conscious, you know? So if you can kind of have a way of talking, so for me, I think the best, what I found works for me is talking through during.
Yeah.
You get, so if it's too slow, you say faster. If it's going too fast, you can slow down just a little bit.
Yeah.
You get,
Slow
say you
down,
can, you have like a bedroom voice that is nice
Yeah.
and enticing. That'll sound like you're criticizing. It's just, you get, I found that's worked a lot.
Yeah.
But,
there's
yeah,
some
it's
people who
delusional
also
to
won't
think you
listen. You
fake.
keep talking, but
True.
you won't listen.
In
Yeah.
the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
That's fair. I have not
Anyway, I
experienced
think probably
that.
there's no like specific formula, but I think you have to figure out what works for you and you communicate, because no one just comes into the world knowing exactly what
Yeah.
you like or what you like.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to like discuss
Also, do you
at
know,
length and figure out what
now
you
that we're
like.
on this topic, men, not every woman is the same.
Yeah.
Like
a
the way
fact.
you have sex with one woman is not the way you have sex with another. You bring all your experience. Kindly know that every time you start with a new woman, that is no, you have
That's
no
a new
experience.
person.
brand
Uncharted
new.
territory. There you
It's
go.
uncharted.
America, Columbus discovering the US. There you are.
Completely new.
Yeah.
So if you think you found the G spot, kindly know that it's not in the exact same spot with me.
Yeah,
You
our bodies
know,
are so much more complex than men's.
complex.
You
Exactly.
become
Even us,
Samuel
we get
Baker.
surprised. We're like, our bodies are complex. Like,
Yeah.
our bodies are so
You
much
keep
more complex.
discovering new territories.
True.
Anyway, more delusional.
Let me share. Wow, this is violent. This lady says she crushed her man's sunscreen. Sorry, windscreen.
I know someone who did
Reminded
that.
me of the other song that bust the windows out your car.
Like
I'm
that was Delulu.
This is intense.
I know someone who did that. and
Really?
yeah.
Like in real life. In my mind, it just
yeah.
happens in movies.
Yeah.
In my head.
No, she didn't bust the windows, but she got a sharp object and went all around the car. All around the car. And this guy loved his car. He just went. I should have known then that she was crazy.
That's you guys. Let
Like,
me tell
that
you
is
something. Before we
just
call
signs
her
of the
crazy, let me tell you
crazy.
something. And I'm glad you brought up. I'm glad you shared that part where we can be like, okay, this is violent. There's so many times I've told my friends that when you see women wearing yellow uniform in Luzira women's prison,
Just know it's a man.
a lot of them who like murdered or did something or whatever. We need to talk about. There's a time I was addressing anger. Anger is it's a vile thing. And I've had people brag about it. Like, me, I'm short-tempered.
As if it's a
You know
good
me, ezange zikukako mangu. But when you notice that you are short-tempered, when you notice, get help. Get help
Yep.
and go to work. Because guess what? These women actually have snapped.
Yeah.
And we are all one moment away from
Snapping. That's true.
Each time I see these women in yellow uniform, I know that we are all one moment away, one mistake, one small thing away from wearing that uniform.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, when these men can trigger these women, like the women who are there for, like, say, different things, like, oh, she hurt a man, she did this and that, even like for men who hurt women and stuff. One moment like this changed their lives. One moment you're in yellow uniform for the rest of your life, it changed your life. You had children, right? Because you see, you break a windscreen, someone can take you to police for that.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
100%.
That's not a crime of passion. The police won't be like, those are lovers' squabbles. No, they can actually take you to police for that, because that's now a crime. That's vandalizing property, right? So we need to be very, very careful. Like, we won't control people's actions, but we control how we react to them. This small road rage, small kamulage, the border guy has annoyed you, kamulage. You knock him, he falls those ends, and what if he hits his head on the tarmac? And then, like, let us always think about how one moment like this could change our lives, the rest of our lives, everything that we could have been. Like, you could have been a doctor, you could have practiced, the countries you would have gone to, the things you would have done.
But you've stored up so much anger.
I think you can't even get to that point without self-awareness. Like, sometimes it sounds like catchwords about what we're just saying, self-awareness, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't take the time to get to know yourself, how do you know that I am reacting poorly to X, Y, Z? So that you can be able now to practice that distance between reaction and stimuli. you can't, because you're not self-aware. You don't know what your triggers are.
Yeah.
You don't know what your weaknesses are. So man,
You're just walking around with
When you-
I
yeah.
am
When
an
I'm
angry.
like, for me, I'm
that's
like
how
this.
I am.
I'm short-tempered. Even my dad knew. Even my
Yeah.
siblings know that for me.
The you don't play with me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
as if it's
At
a
this
good thing.
age, in this day and era, where there's a lot of laws that are in place, and everything can get you. You
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
like you slash tires, someone can decide to take you up.
Yeah, fully.
Someone can decide to take you up. You go
Fully.
into his house these are not let's not call these Delulu things. No.
Yeah.
Some of these things are like-
Some of these are not Delulu things. These are things that could change your
Your
life.
life.
That could
Your
alter
life.
your life. Yeah.
Like real change the trajectory of your life. But I feel
of
like
your
Claire
life.
has another story of something Delulu. From 11 up to 30 something. Isn't there something else inside there?
It's
Like
mostly
one.
for my husband. Let me not.
Because you guys have even had a long story. All right. This
I've
story
done a
started
lot
when
of
you were
Delulu
young.
stuff for my husband before, but he married me. Listen,
There you
he
go.
It's
married me.
different, yeah.
So yeah, you guys, it can work. Sometimes you're 11 and the boy just doesn't know you anymore, and then sometimes you're 30 and the man marries you. Yeah.
So there is something really fun. Anyway, she says that she sent a CJ's mug to South Sudan last year just to have a matching coffee mug with him. Sis, I want to say, I just want to say to you that this is a new level. I feel like you've raised the bar so high. What are we going to do
She
now?
needs to plug us on her courier service.
Took it to South Sudan.
took it to South
Riches
Sudan?
South Sudan.
She needs to take us, like, because we're out here, like me over Entebbe, I'm struggling to get things from Kampala,
Kampala
right?
to
And I'm
Entebbe.
using express taxis, but like,
Babe
give
knows
me your
how to
flag,
get stuff
like,
to
give
South
me your
Sudan.
flag of someone who is loyal, honest, and they'll take my things to South
It's the
Sudan.
dedication for me because you know how hard it is to you buy the bag and then you look for a courier service.
Yeah. Is it DHL? Anyway,
Is it DHL?
please, yeah,
and even if it's
ask her.
DHL, because that DHL fee was more expensive than
Than
the
the
bag
cup.
itself.
Than the cup, yeah.
Friend, you have won the cup. You have really won.
Did the thing. She did the thing. Okay, let me see another one. I went for a whole week vacation with boyfriend without permission. Nobody knew where I was. But this sounds dangerous, actually.
Yeah.
For me, it has made me fear.
It's kind of like
If nobody knows where you are, yeah, that's a risk.
It's the two of you and God. God knows where you are.
Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit must convict you so to be sensible.
Omnipresent. Our
at least
omnipresent
tell
God knows.
someone.
Tell your sister. I don't
Tell
know.
someone.
This is actually, guys, this is not safe.
Yeah.
It's
I
romantic,
know
guys.
you
Go
sometimes
away
we do
and
these
tell
things
no
because
one.
of age.
Because it's romantic.
But
Go,
no.
yeah, it's romanticized. Go away and tell no
Actually,
one.
those books of silhouette and what, those books also ruined us. We're just there thinking everything is romantic.
My friend Pam and I
100%.
have that thing where we text like, I'm going to see so and so, and I'm in their car in case anything happens.
It's important.
And I never try to kidnap Pam. If you ever
Because
get
Prim knows where she is.
Pamela Tkunda, those are the both names. If you happen to bump into such a chick and you try to kidnap her, don't bother. I will know.
You will know.
I will know. I will know. She always puts up a notification.
Okay, maybe let me share like one or two more of these. This lady says, I once stormed my husband's girlfriend's house at 2 a.m. Not sure that was love, maybe rage.
Yeah.
Lord, I mean, got like goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder even when you reach there, what do you say?
This is what I'm telling you. That these
So
women
you are going there to do what?
triggered.
Say, you're like,
Beyond.
You are going there to
Let
do
me tell you
what?
something, you
To
can't
beat,
help it.
to
Anyway,
talk,
I think when
woman to woman.
ever been in a rage where you're blind? I think when you're seeing red only, and then you
don't
just do
get
something
that
insane.
angry.
Oh my
I think those things happen
God.
to people.
I just
I
remembered.
suppose I'm not an angry person personally, so
I'm going to tell you guys a Delulu thing I did. Yeah, now I remember.
this must
But
be
yeah,
good.
let us first talk about that lady. I'm glad she talks about rage.
Yeah.
She talks about rage. Like in that moment, you guys, love and hate are so.
There's a fine line. There's a very, very fine line. There's a very, very fine
It
line.
blinds you.
Yeah.
It's by most times when these people sit back, most of the people who have done things out of like love, out of what, when they sit back,
They'd be like, what was I
Actually,
thinking?
when we sit
when
back,
when we sit back, when especially after raging, when that feeling wears off, you're like,
What was I thinking?
yeah.
like, did I have to?
Anyway, I wrote a text in Acholi. Nyawe primo mnyankori. Omwana w'abantu mnyankoro wantunga borubari. I text in Acholi.
Where did you get that
A
trolley
text in
from?
Acholi. Can you patch? Where was
Do you have
I?
a translator?
What did you Google? Google.
A long text,
Google
but
Translate.
a long text in Acholi.
But how?
Because he was a choli.
Because he was Acholi, like to show that Banange here, I'm even like learning your language. Yeah, so itienini to I wrote a long text in Acholi. Like I swear, I wrote it in English. Bag. Some friend of mine who was Acholi, and I was like, please, this is the English message. Write it in Acholi. Then yeah, I copy paste. Bambi, they even first wrote it on a paper. Then I copied and pasted. Was Saturday my wedding? No. Is next Saturday my wedding? No. So yeah, I feel like Banyankole I sit somewhere in their homes like
What this woman? What are you doing with that Acholi?
They're like no fat.
They prim like a consumer.
No, that's like they'll be pinching me. They just feel like want to pinch me like what was it? But yeah,
That is so
that's deep.
funny.
yeah,
Come
a
to think
whole
of it.
paragraph passage in
Never
Acholi.
dated someone that does not speak my language. No, I lie.
Yeah.
I lie.
But yeah, there's always English for you. It's English is shareable. It's a shared. But then I said I feel like the English won't hit deep.
The English is limited.
Let me.
That is
I remember
quite
that
funny.
actually, first of all, it's a very brief language, by the way. Like that's what I learned. You know what? You know how like they ask you what are your takeaways from your Delulu? Actually, it's a very brief language.
it.
Like where a Munyankwe would have like a whole sentence, or one was like they'll have like
I have 2 words,
one
3 words.
like one word. Yeah. It's very brief and it
There
had
you go.
it had a lot of apostrophes.
And these are the lessons that you
Direct.
picked.
These are the lessons I picked. Is that it had a lot of apostrophes, and I wish I'd read Etop and Rupini back then. Those
The legends,
papers.
eh?
No, they were papers,
There were
newspapers.
papers. One was, I think, in
Rupini and Etop.
was it one in like
I
Itasot?
didn't know.
Were they
Yeah,
both in
one was like
Acholi?
Acholi. Yeah, so I should have read those because now I would be able
You
to.
would be
speak
able
the
to
language.
speak yourself.
Yeah, so my takeaway is that
It's quite funny.
it's a brief
At
language.
least there are takeaways to be had. Anyway, this lady says that it wasn't for love, but hoping for love. Okay, then it's for love.
Let's
Crush.
Hoping for love. I went ice plunging for the first time. Nothing happened. That's how she
Yeah,
closed
you
it.
are.
Nothing
You
happened.
remember Pingu?
Yes,
What are those called?
Igloo.
No, the
The
animals. The penguins, yeah.
penguins, eh?
There she was being a penguin for love.
Yeah.
In the ice.
Yes.
In the air. Friends, can I ask, would you, like, if you found out your person had another woman, would you go to their house?
To the woman's house.
Yeah.
To do what there. Because
That's what
technically,
I
in my mind, I
always
always think
answer. It's-
the other person I don't
has
think owes me
no-
anything.
no.
You, my partner. You owe me something. You
So
where
why-
we're going to
why-
say.
What? I've never been in that position, and I think maybe we might be speaking from a
Yeah,
point of,
also.
That's
of
what I wanted to tell you
ignorance,
guys. May I feel like I
because
can't
often
say
you
that. I
just
can't
don't
say
know.
never.
In my
You
head.
can go to speak woman to woman. You
but
can go
real
to
life.
beat
Yes,
the.
there's a hormonal imbalance that happens in your head, and you just feel
And
like
you're
they're
just like,
insects.
let me go to this
Insects
woman.
are saying go there. You go to her home at midnight with a, like oye zirichire gomesi, and you just mukazi
talk.
munange. You're like you go there
Woman
not to
to
even.
woman.
I feel like not to fight, but like to just
Talk.
call yourself there and cry. Like no,
And
okay,
beg
tell us
for
how
that
many.
woman to leave
let
your
us-
man.
Like no, like tell me like could Tuesday will you allow him to
How
come?
can we share?
How can we share? Yeah, at least then I'd be like I'll come with the children. Then I tell the children muje
Muje mulabe mama wamwe.
like, and I tell the children cry for her. Like I'm like, Baba, like and
Trying
then I
to
tell-
get that
yeah, when
empathy
you're
and
there, please
appeal
beg him
to
give
her
us school
human.
fees. Anyway,
I think
yeah.
Yeah, you can't know if you're not there, I guess. In
You-
my
I-
head,
I've
I'm
learned-
there's a
like,
chemical
but real
imbalance
life-
that happens in your brain.
Anyway, that
Now
chemical
you're
imbalance that made
balanced.
me buy cartons.
It's the same one that make you go to
send
talk
me
woman to woman.
my colours.
To your co-wife.
Like, yeah.
Anyway, but I realized there's a lot of things I've realized we speak often from a point of ignorance.
Yeah,
We've
you've just
never
haven't been
been
there.
pushed to a point where we have to do these things. These women that do these things were once like us. You know, they probably also once said they would never.
Yeah.
That's something I'm learning a lot about being an adult is that there is nothing that is beyond you. Nothing. I could be here and say I will never. But me not company, no.
The only reason
No.
why there are some things now that I can say never with a good level of confidence is because it's because of self-improvement.
Yes.
Just being
Yes.
aware of myself. Of
Yeah.
actually, by the way, this can send me to this place. This can cause me to do this.
And
This
you do the work to
I think I'll just like
It's work.
go and check myself into
work.
a mental hospital.
into
What type of-
prison. Be like arrest me,
I'm
arrest
about.
me, so that I
I'm
don't go
about.
there. Like I'm about
Like,
to,
I'm
but like I don't even want to
approaching.
sit here and say that I would never.
That's fair. I understand that. I think we've gone through all of them actually. Oh wait. Okay, it's the last one. She says, I gave him money to buy a new iPhone, yet mine, in brackets Android, is cracked as AF. Sis, it's all right.
So she can use that same new iPhone to video call his. Anyway,
But
But you know,
Video
I
call.
feel like we need a Saturday meeting to recover for women to recover
recap and recover.
from a lot of these things, because I do not know a single woman that hasn't done something Delulu.
Perhaps men have also done the Lulu
For
thing.
do you know what
I
would be
imagine
a
they
good
do.
gentlemen
They
here
pay
watching?
school fees.
Have you done Delulu
A
things
lot
for
of
your
them
women?
pay school fees. A
sure
couple of
men
them
do.
pay
I'm
school
sure
I'd
they've
fees.
love
got
to talk
Yeah, I've
to
seen the older men like pay school fees.
Actually,
But
not
one
only
day I've
older.
also seen like a sad story where there's a story I've seen over like a mechanic who educated like a chick, and now she feels like this person doesn't fit in with me anymore, with who she has become.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a couple of men like that.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, my energy was just like, well, people were just like sympathizing with this man and stuff. And for me, I was like, no, men do it all the time. They level up. He starts with you,
leave you
like in the
behind.
village. You know, even women, by the way, have done that whole thing of, you know, especially like with our parents' generation, like, let's sacrifice, you be there to go to school, then me, I'll stay home. Then he levels up and as he's working, he meets another person who fits in his current personality. And yeah, they leave you kubitala bye bwaise.
In particular.
In particular, do level up and change and everything, and
Is
you
it
stay
okay?
the same.
I don't know. Does it happen? Yeah.
It happens.
It does. It's a reality.
happening,
of
yes.
How would you feel about
obviously
if someone
it
told you
would
that
hurt.
story? Would you feel like, oh, vindicate this person,
Which person are we vindicating?
the one who lives?
You know, it's
Are we
it's-
sentencing them?
It's not
like it's not
that
black and
white. There is so much.
I know.
There is
There's
so
so many
much
variables.
to these things.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
There's so much variable. Like you might vilify this other person, but you don't know the turmoil they are subjected to being stuck to this, you know, this person that they've outgrown and they're no longer, you know, it is hard. It is hard. Let me
I
tell
feel
you.
like it takes us into that whole thing of kuguma. Like that, is that actually the right way? That are we supposed to be staying no matter what comes snow?
Yeah.
If it
Like
means being a
kuguma is both
penguin, be a
ways.
penguin.
Yeah.
There are people who kuguma with you, that they've outgrown you.
Yeah.
They've elevated themselves. They've become better.
But
Then
for
they,
you,
they,
you're just
they
all
even
the
like
same.
go out of love with you.
Yeah.
But they
they
you remain the
stay.
same, and they just have
Because
to
of the
stay.
vow.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, because now
So
so
that's
that's up
the-
that conversation. Where some people say stay no matter what. Recently, wasn't someone telling me, she was like, she said, I may be saying it wrongly, but like ewa fete tunova. She's like, even if he does what, even if he does what,
I am
and many
staying.
people hold that view, and it's a value for them. That me, no matter what.
And that's fine for someone. But
But there
then
are also people who are like, you're mad. Me, I'm gone. So
yeah, that's true. It's such a, and you know, I think the older we get, when we started to, oh, these are things we could never have fathomed. You know, that was what, 3 years ago?
why does it feel so long ago?
It feels like such a long time ago, but there's been a lot of growth in all of us. So there's just some things. Actually, we should do a topic where we're recalling the things that we said back when we started. That would be a really good one, because I've changed my mind.
Yeah, we
on a lot of
we
stuff.
changed our minds on a lot
I
of
have
stuff.
grown. You know, a lot of things I knew about marriage then. I thought about marriage. I mean, I was just one year married.
Yeah,
You know, now I'm 4 years married, and I'm like, no, I've changed my mind because I've walked the journey. But yeah, it's something that I would like to speak to people about. Like people who have been married for 10, 15, 20 years. Like, what do you do when you have outgrown your partner.
I think it speaks for. Recently, someone said that they had a life altering change and she said that she and her husband had to go for couples therapy, and while there, she's like, I had to tell my husband that you better change with me. It's like, you better change with me. She's like, the therapist also had to tell him that you better change with me. Like,
You can't just sit in.
Yeah, so that's the thing about when we get with people, one of the reasons why you're like, oh, this person is my soulmate, I love them, they compliment me, is because most times you see eye to eye on so many things,
Yeah.
you complement one another,
Yeah.
right? And as the years go by, one, the women will have children and their lives will fast halt a bit, okay? Let no one lie to you. Having children changes you. It changes women.
100%.
And it also changes their careers and the
Yeah.
trajectory of their careers. Because the truth is, we get held back a bit. No, even if we say, I'm going back to work after 1 month or 2 months, I have help or what, but there's always a thing. You would go through the emotions, the postpartum, the guilt, the what. Then, let's not talk about what happens when you're carrying the child themselves. So you start to see your life sort of slowing down a bit,
Yeah.
be it like your social life, while your partner continues to thrive. They are getting promotions, they're what. So sometimes they reach there and you find that a lot of people tell you that we don't have common interests anymore. Like the guy will be like, man, she changed. But no, she didn't change. She stayed where you left her.
Exactly.
She stayed where you left her. And you went ahead and got all this exposure because over the weekend, you and your friends are going to play chess. Over the weekend, you and your friends are going to go and work out and have like a boot camp. So that's why you look at her and like her body is still in the same, like her body has changed. She looks a certain way and you are fit and you feel like, as if my wife is sort of embarrassing me, right? But when did she get the time to work out?
Her life paused.
Her life paused.
Yeah.
For some years, her life paused and everything became about children and taking care of you. And, so it's why actually one of the most annoying things is how like the marriage and divorce bill, how they're like, oh, we won't recognize the role of the woman as long as it's not like, say, financial. Right? Like saying things like, oh,
Which
I
is
built
not
this
fair.
man.
Of course.
What it's not fair at all.
And
because
that's a law that was definitely made by men.
because you are the reason you're excelling, the reason you're getting these promotions, the reason is because you don't ever have to worry about your shirt being ironed.
Thank you.
You never have to worry about coming home and there's no food. So in so
You're
many
able-
ways, she has poured
you
into
go.
you so that you're able to go ahead and succeed.
They, as someone who's married with a child and a job, I see the value of my nanny. You get? She's doing the work I would be doing if I was a stay-at-home mom. She supports me
To be able to support
to be
everything
able
else.
to support my husband, my home, my child, my businesses, everything. Can you imagine coming home after an 8-hour shift and having to go cook? Yeah. And African men like African food, which takes years to cook. You get? So imagine I had to. You're telling me I want a toke.
Njagala yo yam. I want some yam.
It takes 5 hours to cook toke. You get? So I think coming from that, I see as a woman, if I was in those rooms where the laws are made, I would be able to seriously explain that, listen, I see the value of my nanny, who I pay. You get? Not nearly enough.
Yeah.
Not nearly enough. You get? So me as your wife,
That you're not paying.
you're not paying me, but I have birthed your child. Just the cost. What does it cost for you to put your sperm inside my body? For me to
For your body
grow
to feel
your
like it's being
child, your
attacked and it
child, my entire
rebels.
exactly, my entire body changing. You get? In a way that's not even attractive. At least if pregnancy was attractive, that's different.
That's
But now,
debatable.
no, I mean
debatable. I
the
find-
stretch marks, the boobs. My boobs these days are on the belly button. You get? I need to tuck them in. They're not what they used to be before I had
Maybe
a child.
your body is finally just like,
You
let us
understand?
meet. Let us all meet. Body parts are
But
like,
you're
let us
around the
meet.
same age for you,
Let
and
us have
does your body look like that?
Body parts assemble.
You
The
get?
body parts are like, let us assemble
us
at the fire
assemble.
assembly point.
So you get just that alone, those 9 months. I mean, I still have pillows.
Yeah. on
3
your
years later
back,
on my
yeah.
back. You get, there are things I can't do. I can't bend. I can't, there's so many things I can't do because of my back. You get, from my having a
Baby.
baby. You get, even the exercises that you'd like me to do to flatten my stomach, I can't do sit-ups. I still have my C-section, and I tried actually. I've been trying to do a few sit-ups, but I still feel the pain in my C-section area. You get, so
Those
these are
things
things that are
change, yeah.
not considered by men. Why? Because they don't go through them.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to throw a spanner in the works and
When
you
you
get,
say that this
to
is why
understand that
yeah.
for you, when you have flu, you have like a small virus in your body, you have flu and you get sick, you get, and you just want, you want to be left alone and blah blah blah. Now for us, when we grow your babies in our bodies, you get, what do you think that is like? If men just had that little bit of empathy to understand. I've had men who love their wives, and there's a man I was speaking to, and he was telling me, listen, for me, my wife is the most attractive woman I have ever met. That woman carried my 4 babies. You get? And she still has enough energy to do all these things for me. You get? And I saw such love and admiration in this man's eyes for his wife. They are older. They are older. They're like 50 or something. And she has raised, she has been gracious, and this man loves his wife. She said, there's no woman more attractive to me than this woman. That hit her. That hit different. You get, I'm really hoping that my husband can say that about me as well. When I'm 50, look at me with my wrinkles and my bulging body and say, this woman is beautiful, not because I'm physically attractive, but because, I have, and by the way, he pays her every month, and I'd like for
never
someone to
experienced those
see
things.
more than just physical
Again,
Again,
let's even stop talking
someone
about those things.
that people, they pay.
someone
That
flaunting
women, they
money in
pay.
your face.
Anyway, so it was just, it's this is such a, maybe we should have a gentleman, maybe a married couple. That would be nice to have someone on the show to tell us what
About
does it look
change.
like. I mean, for me, I'm 4 years
Change, when
in.
one
You guys are
person
probably going to
changes.
come in very, at one point or the other, and we're at the beginning of our journey.
The Lord
And
is our shepherd.
I shall not
mean,
want.
The Lord
Though
is
I
our
walk through the
shepherd.
valley of the shadow
anyway,
of
so
death.
we've kind of digressed, which happens sometimes with our conversation.
All right. But I feel like it's all related, so it's
Yeah.
good. So I think we'll cap off our conversation now. But as always, a very big thank you to Nzou Media Hub, the amazing space where we shoot, where we have all our production done. Details in our description box. Please do check them out. And as always, DStv, who are just really pushing local content. That's something we're very much about that life. If you've talked to us online at all and you know about Kama Digital, local content is really important to us. So we love having a partner who is standing behind local
We are
content
also really
creators
local content.
in the film space. Yes.
Yeah, we are local
We are
content.
the local content creators. Surprise. Okay. So please do check out the links in our bio. You can find out some more about DStv and their different offerings, and maybe, plug in so that you can be a part of some of these conversations and our references. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Adios.